Hey guys, welcome back. Good to see you. I would like to continue on where we left off last week, and that was with AVCaptureSession. Now, what happened was we got into a place where we had everything pretty much set up, but I hadn't tested it. So since then, I have just run through a few tests. I've fixed a few bugs, and I have it running, and I have the preview, and I have a button that takes a photo, that captures the photo, and we get a call back, and we get the photo data. Now, the next step is, because we need to take this photo, we need to upload it into our server, right? So that's the next step. Before that, we need to make sure that our photo has depth data. So AVCaptureSession has an example where we can find a format that has depth data, and that is the most important thing. In our session today, I'm going to dive in and explore and faff about, see if I can get this depth data format right. For now, I use the first one that I could find and it doesn't have it. So the next step is to just iterate through, to search through and discover which formats are available that have depth data. Select that one to use. So let's go for it. Let's explore AVCaptureSession again, and let's see if we can find the depth data that we're going to use for our training data when we're working with animal identification. All right, guys, let's go. Okay, well, here we are. We have our photo capture delegate here, and this photo capture delegate is what we're going to use to capture the photo and read the data. Now, from the previous discussion we had, I was setting up everything to set up the preview of the video that was coming through the camera, and then I hooked up a button in Swift UI view to take a photo, and the photo used this function called capture photo. What we did is we basically choose the preferred format. If we couldn't get it from the capture photo output, we would, say we can't get this particular format. There's no formats at all. And basically, the AV capture photo settings here, raw pixel format type, preferred format is the one that we set. When we set up the photo capture delegate, we pass in the photo settings that we want, and we pass in this when we set up the photo capture output. We capture a photo with this photo set, with these photo settings, with this delegate. Now this is where this delegate comes into play. Photo output is where it gets called when the photo gets finished being captured, right? So we have here output, AV capture photo output, did finish processing photo, and error, right? So now let's run it. Let's put a breakpoint to see what happens when we capture this photo. Now, the photo won't be of anything. It's not the point. The main thing is to just have a photo and find out whether we have raw data, because that's really what we want. So we first start running the process of capturing the video, and then we take a photo. Once we take a photo, we jump into this continuation with check continuation, this block, run it, and then the delegate gets called with photo output, and we have our did finish processing photo. Now, what we don't have an error, which is great. This is our photo. So let's just step through and find out what we've got. We've got photo. We've got whether it's raw. We do have raw. Is raw true? Photo count 1 has depth data. False. So our point here is to find out a format that has raw data, and I found this example, which is what we're looking for. Configure LiDAR camera. We've got this. We've got the built-in LiDAR depth for the device. That's the one that we want. So we've got that set up, and we need the format, right? So we need to find in this device that we have. We need to get the right format. We need to set it. And what we're going to do here is device formats.list. And there's quite a few options here. It says, after triggering the device, the app configures it with a specific video and depth format, right? So we need to get that. It says find the best non-binned full range YUV color format. So non-binned is good because we don't want a format that has bin pixels in it. It won't have the amount of resolution, as much resolution. And we'll just set it here in the preferred format. So we don't want to use this. We just want to remove that. We don't want to use this. We want to have our preferred format. Just to double check, what is this? This is an what is the type? Type is OS type, right? So preferred format. We want a variable here. Just set it to preferred format. Let's call OS type. question mark, right? Optional. Question mark optional. It's like we could have a value or we may not have a value. All right. So once we have that all set up, we go into where we start and create the device. And here we set up our preferred format, right? So we do guard let, let's see, what do we want? We want format, device formats.list, right? Make this a bit larger for you guys. Sorry if I had this already small and you couldn't see it. Yeah, I'm doing that on the live streams also. So what we have here is format, preferred format equals, actually guard preferred format equals device dot formats dot first, I think it's last formats. When do I last? Let's go first. First where format. We'll just add else here and then go throw. Oh, no valid format found. All right, easy. And if you want to find out how to do this, just throw a string. You can check out the previous week's episode. I have that info in there. So we want the dimensions, preferred width. We don't really care the width resolution. We just want format supported depth formats is not empty and is not video binned, right? So one of these two, media subtype, pixel format, 8-bit full planar range. I wonder why they have that. Full range. I don't really care. I just want to see what we can get. We can add the others later. I just want to make sure we get a format that is OS value type format. AVCapture device format. Right. Let's do that. AVCapture device format. We've got to change that. There we go. We have that. Preferred format equals, well, guard let found format equals, and then we just go self. We'll just go. I think we've got self here. Yeah, task. I know it's a task. It's really unowned self because we're never leaving this view. We'll just do that. Just makes it easier. Okay, what is it saying? Expected argument sendable. Unowned self block. What? Cannot convert value sendable to sendable async. We don't. Okay. And yeah, there we go. We're just doing unknown self. I think it's by default because I haven't. It could be self capture, but I'm just doing unknown self because I want to be sure that I'm enforcing that rule that this will never not be null, so it'll always have a self. So we don't really. I'm not exactly sure. I don't think it keeps a reference for it. I think it assumes it's always set, right? So it's never nil. In this case, what we do is we have a preferred format equals found format, right? Otherwise, we throw it. We haven't found the right format. All right. So we have these types of formats for pictures. Let's see what happens. If this works, I guess it was a pretty quick and easy video. Essentially, what we did previously was just we used whatever pixel formats are available and just pick the first, just to get the process to work. So when you're doing something new, this is another thing. It's like just get something happening, right? And if it doesn't work, try and figure that out. And so I thought this was the first thing that I found. Makes sense. Just set it and then go from there. Let's comment it out. And now we have our preferred format here. T could not be inferred. So we have also known. Oh, interesting. And then what do we have here? So we can't set raw pixel format type. And this is a class. And what can we get? Reaction effects, video frame rate, media type, format description. Can I get the raw? I want to get the raw video support frame rate. No. How do I convert? Supported color space. Turning to raw. So we have this here, and we have the depth. Okay, we also have the depth format. So it's a bit different. Configure the capture outputs, but add output. Interesting. So this is the output, depth output. capture session, add depth output. We don't want depth, we want photo. Okay, so here we go. Add output, photo output, add output. Capture data output synchronizer. Capture synchronized video in depth. No, capture photo. So we have available contains. I see. So we have the available photo pixel format type contains. That's why they set it to the 420 wipe. Maybe just do first. I'll leave this in actually. So it looks like I had it around the wrong way. I had so this is preferred raw format, right? So I'll just call that raw format here. We don't need this because we're probably we don't need this. We can just use the value that's there. So what do I want to do? So one of the other things is when I'm doing something new, right? When I've got this going, I don't want to it's depth data. Wait a second. Here we go. Enable delivery of depth data after adding the output to the capture session. Did I not do that? Maybe that's all I need to do. So I just set the found format, and we have photo output. Where's the photo output? So that's the input device. Photo output, capture photo output. Where do I specify that? Okay, so where do we set that up? In it. Maybe if we do. Okay, we just do that, and so we'll configure this, right? Add output. Let's begin configuration. Let's go capture photo output dot is depth data delivery enabled equals true. Let's force it. I'm assuming it's there because we've got the right phone. Max quality prioritization quality. Oh, that's interesting. It actually suggests to enable the delivery of depth data after adding the output. So let's do that. Capture photo output, right? So capture photo output dot let's see, max photo quality prioritization, max photo quality prioritization equals dot, where we have balanced quality speed. Okay, so you have those options, right? So now, okay, see, that's the other thing, right? If you're copying and pasting, you don't really open yourself up to the opportunity of what else there is. And that's what I find. You reduce the scope of your knowledge by using copy paste, by using any kind of extended tool that really just does the job for you, because you're not really understanding what you're working with. You're not learning. I mean, you're not discovering. And that's getting something done is great, but understanding and discovery is just as good, because it allows you to then understand where you can take things. If you're just the kind of like you've plunked something, it's not yours, it's just a copy paste from ChatGPT. It's like, well, you didn't really create that, so to speak. You don't know what you're doing. Everybody says that. Anyway, digressing. All right, so we go for quality. Let's try that again and see if we have depth data. Very simple. Preferred format and scope. We don't really need that. Okay, we don't need this. We have found format. What do we do with this found format anyway? Depth data output. So this is configure the capture outputs. Oh, that's the video. So that's depth data for video, and this is for photo, right? Well, I'm not really interested in video, to be honest. I'm just interested in the photo, because that's what we're going to be using. And it seems like the depth device active format and depth format. Okay. Let's just see if we can get a depth format without specifying exactly the formats that we want. So we start running. Oh, okay. It's not supported in the current. Oh, so we do need to get this device. That's interesting. Maybe. Oh dear. See, I was meant to do this after adding the output. Let's try that again. All right, start running. No, depth data delivery is not supporting the current configuration. Oh, that's sad. Now we have device. Where do we set up the device? It looks like we begin configuration. lock configuration, unlock configuration. So it seems like interesting. So we try the device. So maybe we do it after the fact of after we do all of this. Maybe commit for configuration. Session preset. Maybe capture photo output here. Let's see. Capture session, commit configuration. Let's try that. All right. Unlock. Again, let's see if it works. Okay, great. So that worked. Let's take a photo. And voila, it worked. So it looks like I needed to configure I needed to set up the configuration for the device before setting up the output properly. And what do we have? Do we have any depth data? I'm assuming we don't, but we'll see. No, we don't have depth data, even though I asked for it. So it looks like we actually need to specify the device to get the right formats. So we'll go back here. We have our format. We have our device. We have this format. So that's the capture session. So we need to do this device for configuration. So that's cool. All right, let's do it. We might need to move this across a little bit. Let's figure out what's going on here. We have this format. We have our format, right? And then we get our format. So it's a picture format, right? Picture format, and we want depth format. Depth format equals, I guess, format. Format dot supported. Oh no, this is picture format. Picture format dot supported depth formats, and we need to make sure that this one dot last depth format raw values depth float 16. All right, so we want 16-bit. Okay, we'll just go first. I don't know why they do that. I prefer first. I'm not sure why, but all right, let's go. That first where format, and then we go format dot media subtype. Looks like media format description. Interesting. Format description dot media subtype. Interesting. I wonder what that is. Equal to dot AAC Apple. Oh wow, cool. Look at all these. Format AAC, AMR, animation, box size, scene pack. Wow, that's a lot of stuff we can support. DVC. Wow, look at this. MPEG pixel format. Wow. Cool. So it's got like 16 LE 555. I mean, can I do this to connect to another camera? I mean, that would be great. Qualcomm, Apple's best friend. If you don't know the history, it's worth checking out. So let's see, where are we at? We have required format unavailable. So we have, let's see, media subtype dot raw value, and then we have let's see, dot raw value is equal to, I'm not sure. Okay. Dot KCV pixel format type. Actually, no. What about that? Equal to dot depth. Oh. Depth. There's no depth. Yeah, depth data. No. It looks like we have to go for the raw value. So this is why examples are great, right? Because there's no way I would have known that there's a raw value that has KCV pixel format type. That has depth float 16. Let's try that. All right, is equal to. Else, we'll just throw no depth format found. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Let's go again. Do. Let's start running. Okay, so we've got that. That's fine. We didn't crash, so we have it. So we want now. We have our device. Can we go device.active format equals picture format? and we have a device.activeDepth format. And we go depth format. Right, so we have them, but we want to lock the device for configuration. Why? I don't know. Not lock for configuration. And then we go device.unlock. So we basically have a capture session configuration, which maybe has something to do with the device. Maybe I can do them separately. I'm not sure, because you commit the configuration here. Maybe I can do that separately. Doesn't really make sense why I have them kind of nested like this. So let's give that a go like this. Let's go. Let's run again. Now, if all goes well, we have our... I really hope, because it would, okay. Depth data delivery not supported. So why? I have no idea. Commit configuration. Maybe here? Okay. Let's... Remember we had to do this later. After this. Capture session start running. So do that. Yep, started. Oh, the format, the video does look different. The camera does look different. So let's take a photo. We got something. We have no error. We have description. Raw. Is raw true? Photo count 1. False! Why don't we have depth data? Oh, for God's sake, we got the right format. Maybe I'm missing this, right? So maybe I need to do this. Preferred width. Well, let's throw these in. And looks like maybe not the first format that we find in when we go to get the... actually, no. Yeah, it looks like we can't just go and get the first format, because we need to match it with this. So here we go again. Let's come back to capturing video with the not available raw file, not the first one, because what about if we do available photo, so format types. Capture photo settings. Wait a second. Photo settings also needs to do the... Let's see what we have here. Let's go photo settings, and then we just go photo settings is depth data delivery enabled. We have to do that also. So then we have to do it in the device. We have to also get the depth data. Photo settings. We set the... Okay, so we set the format here. Otherwise, it just sets it. I don't think it actually plays that much of an important role. I think this is probably the key. So let's give that a go. I think this is it. I can imagine this will be it. Take a photo, and I think that was it. No error. Raw. Okay, photo count. Come on. Yes, we have depth data. Guys, thank you very much. I would love to show you the photo, but there's not really anything to show. It's just like... It's just this. Yeah, the photo is like... No, it doesn't even actually capture the photo because I'm still streaming. But we got the photo. We got everything working. Good. Now it's just a matter of taking the depth data and uploading it to whatever it is that we're going to upload it to, which is our server. So the next step will be to just kind of have a closer look at the format of the depth data. Maybe see if we can render it somewhere, like save it to a file locally, see what it looks like. The idea is to send this up, the photo and the depth data together, and then use like the standard CNNs on the image, but also to have CNN on the depth data as a separate channel. So we'd have red, green, blue, D, right? So I want to experiment. I know the one-shot learning can be done with RGB, but depth data may add some more information. And we're wondering whether it can do other things, like if we train it on other values that are associated with the image, then maybe we can find out more information about, the photo and then infer it with other photos. So, yeah. Okay, guys, thanks very much. Thanks for joining in. Next week, I might try something different, explore Alphabet with something else. But this project's going to keep going anyway, so I might come back to it in another part of it at a later date. And I'll see you next week. Bye.